And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Silver Lantern Archive. Today we're going to be starting something new, a campaign by the name of Pranks, Pacts, and Pixie Dust. We join a party making their way across the Sword Coast after finishing a very recent adventure. They had a monster hunting quest they needed to do, and they have just finished and are making their way back to waters deep. They are deep in the woods in the moment, traveling along just kind of a forgotten forest trail. It's been a long day for them, so they're a little bit tired, but you know how adventurers are. They don't know how to quit. So we're going to check in with our party today, starting with the oldest, probably, member of the party, Beatrice. Beatrice, tell us about your self and what people know about you, or might know about you.
Beatrice is a very, very old turtle woman. Short, maybe about like 5'4", but very wide and just walking with a little bit of a hobble. Very slow, probably the slowest of the party. Not ironically, she's a turtle. But she's got a soft demeanor, a big old mossy shell on her back with kind of sprigs of lavender growing out of it. A beekeeper's hat that she always wears. There's no bees around her, but she wears it anyway. You don't know why. Belt of different herbs and kind of gardening tools. There's a little farming sickle there too. Uh, and she's hobbling around on her walking stick. Uh, Something that has probably been heard or said about her is that she talks to her plants in her garden like they are her own children, although she doesn't really have any uh, children of her own. She kind of treats plants like her own children.
And they talk back. All
I
right.
mean, I could speak with plants if I wanted to.
The next one on the chopping block is Mist locked in the title screen, Hecate.
You won't let me move my token.
Nope.
I've I have been kidnapped. Ah! That being said, um, Hecate is an uh average sized human woman, about 5'5", with long black hair, tan skin, and uh amber colored eyes. She what the party would know of her is that she seems to be slightly felt sheltered, but her heart's in the right place. She has been working as the party's healer in the attempt to make sure that whatever it is that the party is fighting, it doesn't actually kill them.
Despite
And is
Talalot's
also
best efforts.
Talalot keeps trying, and it's been a whole thing. You are doing your best. Um, as well as she's been hanging around with Beatrice, trying to, making sure that they don't fall and break a hip is their prerogative. Nobody's dying today. Uh, that being said, not too terribly much is known, and now I have a cleaver on my token. Not too terribly much is known about Hecate. Though there has been one rumor that the party has heard but not gotten confirmation of. That seems to follow her is that she was sighted with a nobleman who is currently engaged. Which, honestly, the party probably at this point thinks that it's a bunch of gibberish. That's not the word I'm looking for.
Hogwash.
Yeah, hogwash. It's just a bunch of hogwash because she's an innocent little bean. See?
Alrighty. Next on the chopping block is Kelfer.
Oh, right.
Kelfier.
So, Hillfair, yes. You see a large, tall furbolg, blue skin, got brown hair, little armor on his shoulders, huge halberd on the back of him as he's walking along and making sure Talaluk is like stayed on the path, not wandering off, just stay on the path. He's about 7'6", so he's the biggest of the group, I believe. And the rumor about him is that wherever he is, there seems to be a mysterious blue furbolg woman that has the same outfits, armor, weapon, appears every so often in the same town that he is, and then disappears as fast.
Alrighty. Next on the chopping block would be Riley.
Yeah, Riley is probably not completely with the party, not exactly away from them or anything, but just kind of walking along, keeping an eye on things, just paying attention to see if anything pops out. The party would know that she looks like she has probably seen some shit, looks relatively haunted. Um, she wears heavy armor and does have a holy symbol. She's definitely not a cleric, though. She is a upfront kind of person. Um, they would notice that she has a bit of a strange aversion to things like sunlight, going across open water. She knocks before she goes indoors, so she's a little bit off. She's about 6 feet tall, muscular build. Overall, I'd say she's actually probably really pretty. She would not be able to tell you what she looks like, though, but has long dark hair, pale skin, and red eyes due to her being a Dampier. And the rumor the party would have heard about her is that she is trying to find her father to turn her into a full vampire.
Next on the chopping block is Sapphire.
Well, Sapphire is a tall dragonborn ranger. Um, about 7'8", but he pretends that he's shorter for Kelfer's sake. With tan skin, emerald haired, and jade eyes. You usually see them with their Drake partner named Dream Eye. He usually is very calm and relaxed demeanor. He usually tries to help out with basically being the team mom, with making sure that not everyone gets themselves into too much trouble. Is usually seen ro- roaming around with Talaluk. As for a rumor, there was once a day that theoretically he tried to blow out a birthday candle and accidentally set an entire tavern on fire. Um, Witnesses acclaimed that for the next 3 hours he was apologizing profusely while holding a celestial map, hoping they just take the hint and extinguish the flames. The rumors that the tavern still stands, charred and considered a historical trademark called "The Night the Stars Burned Brighter."
There. Next is Talalalak.
Where do we begin? Tlalok's about a 6'2", 6'4" with the horns. Very light, very lithe, very like thin kind of individual. Concerningly lightweight, about the average size of maybe like your average like teenager, 80-ish, barely 100 pounds. Very, very light for their size. They are incredibly pale. Looks like someone drained most of the color out of their body except for piercing cadmium yellow eyes that like to stare off at everything but what's actually important. And they typically go around in what you can either call religious garbs or a funeral outfit. It's depending on who you ask. With the most prominent thing being those things that look like horns. They look like they have horns on top of their head, but when upon feeling them, it's more like glass affixtures that seem to have grown out from the skull. This is the problem, child. Not because they're trying to be, but because they're doing their best. Which also leads to the other problem that the party has heard quite a few rumors and quite a few concerning details that they may have been the inspiration for several cults that have been rising in the area. They're either trying to kill them, find them, kidnap them, or otherwise something along to involve them. And Talala cannot tell you why.
Fair enough. And last but not least, Yenna.
Alright. Yeah, nice, middle-aged Eldrin, icy blue eyes, sorry, icy blue hair, hazel eyes, guys, I'm sorry, I'm tired. Uh, she's always a bit reserved, doesn't really interact with the party all too much, just due to her general dour demeanor that she always seems to have, kind of following her. A little note, you've never seen her smile, but that for reasons. Um, Not too much to say about her, as again she doesn't really talk. But you have heard some weird rumors that she might secretly be a witch who steals away children and other people to work in her observatory as thralls. And that's about it.
Fair enough. Then, as we join our party, as they are making their way down this forest path, y'all see one other creature. No, two. One is a long purple dragon in the shape of a long dragon, almost like a wiener dog, but longer and a little more formal, with this shimmering blue mane of hair running along its back that is currently asleep on top of Sapphire's head. More worrisome, however, is the other draconic creature that nobody seems to know where they've gone.
Oh no, it's escaped.
Oh God. Splot, I swear, where did you go? Not again.
Hmm.
So all
Pause.
locked.
Mm,
Does Gimli have Splot?
no,
Um,
Gimli has a knife.
Why does Gimli have a knife?
Would you give us a
Tlaloc
description
will.
of dear Gimli?
Gimli is a precious little radish-shaped little plant buddy. He's got his own legs. He's got his own hands and little things. He's just a good bean in a plant pot that's now usually carrying around a knife, but that's no one's problem except for whoever he trips and stabs. Also, I would like to have access to Gimli. He is just an awakened little shrub that is doing his best. It is not Talaloc's fault. Talaloc did not teach Gimli how to hold the knife. He just one day saw Gimli holding the knife, and there we were. There's Buddy.
Oh, he's a little guy.
He's just a little dude. Talaloc usually is holding him inside of their arms.
do you
So
want me to get Dream Eye to go and search for him?
I mean, if we don't find him soon, he's going to get into trouble. He always gets into trouble.
Well, he could be hiding inside of my shell. He's done that before. Can I look inside my shell? Is he
My
hiding?
bag.
Do you know you wouldn't actually be able to put anything in your shell?
Oh, okay.
You have
I was
the upper
hoping.
part of your torso that can pull your head back in, but the rest of it is like your shoulders.
Oh, okay. I was hoping I could like hide some granny candies in there or something.
I mean, yeah, you could have one sitting on your shoulder. There is a little divot right there that collects water, but
Yeah, she has a little like a little pouch of granny candies. Those butterscotch ones.
fair.
Can I look around, see if I can spot Splot?
Yeah. Roll me that perception.
Okay, here you go. It's a 19.
You're looking around and you don't see any sign of dear Splot.
Oh dear.
He's not over by the woods, not in the river, not near it. You can see at least one of your other wandering party members is being held in place by Kelclear, but everyone else seems to be. Everyone else seems to have things on lock. Just no sign of the small Splot.
Well, I'm not seeing him anywhere.
I hope he's not in my traveling kit. Last time he got in there, I was cleaning my bedroll for at least several hours.
Hmm. What
I
color
could
is Splot again?
the blue and purple, and he's kind of a bunch of different colors.
Oh,
And
I think I
Hecate
just
is
saw them run off to the left.
what looks to the left.
Oh, I was just gonna point off onto the side, like really small, scaly with tiny wings.
Uh, Kelfer, make sure Talalok doesn't run off, and Hecate is going to go in the direction that Talalok just pointed.
Isn't this exactly what you're worried about with him?
Oh.
Would you like me to come with you?
Halalok's already walking off in a direction where they pointed.
Oh,
We're
I say
gonna go
calm.
this way to go get Splot.
As you see them somehow turn about 45 degrees from the direction they were pointed.
And they are just going now. Suddenly
Oh,
walking with purpose, with movement.
I have a dad grip on Talalok for the win.
You're not entirely sure when you lost your grip on him, but he's out of your hands.
Oh,
Talalok.
Talalok's on the loose.
Oh.
Time for you to come over them. Can't let the little one go missing.
Well, you're not going alone.
Then keep up. Goes.
You're telling me to keep up.
Talalok's on the move.
Oh my goodness. He's just
Well,
gonna whistle for Dream Eye. Dream Eye, please let Beatrice ride on you for a second.
B is like a 300-pound turtle.
Yeah, Dreameye is not big enough for that. I think they're currently small sized. I don't remember if
Yeah.
they've reached their medium yet.
Let's see here. Are they
Yeah,
medium?
they're still
Are they
small right
Yeah,
now.
they're small.
they're
They
so
get
small.
their larger size higher level.
Oh yeah. Just look at that.
Yeah, B is
Alright.
going as fast as her little ass can go. Well, it's actually kind of a big ass, but she's going.
Oh boy.
As Hecate is going off in the direction that Talalok pointed in the first place, they're gonna call out to Riley and go, Riley, have you seen Splot?
Riley? Oh dear, did they die? Hang on.
It's
And we're back. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Continue on.
Okay. So to repeat the question,
Mm.
as Hecate is running off in the direction that Talalok pointed, they're gonna call out to Riley and go, Riley, have you seen Splot?
Think about looking at you, Riley. Would you just hear Riley say, "It is not my responsibility to find your pet, and Splot always returns when Splot wants to. We should just let Splot come back on their own."
That just sounds like a recipe for him to set something on fire.
Which
This is
he
what
has done
Splot wants to
before.
do. You have to let Splot be happy, otherwise Splot is unhappy and does more damage.
I spent a whole hour mending things last time you sent something on fire.
Guys, I lost Talalock.
I'm
And the
trying to
day
follow
just
Talok.
keeps getting better.
I
You
suppose
can't
that out of
let
my
that one
grip.
go. The Lolok needs to be followed at all times, and the old one will follow them to keep up, and then it will fall and she will hurt herself. And I think Riley would go try and catch up to Beatrice to make sure Beatrice doesn't eat it and crack her shell.
Oh, it's very
Assuming
easy
the
to
others
catch
will
up.
find the Lolok.
So Beatrice and Riley are going after Talalok. Where is Sapphire, Yenna, Calfear, and well, we know where Hecate is going. They're going after Splot.
Yenna is sticking right there on the path, not moving.
Well, it seems like everyone seems to be following through their normal daily routine.
Wait, I just want one day where we just don't lose Talalock. Just one day.
You feel on your head,
Hmm.
Sapphire, the small dragon that is sleeping there, the dragon sock. Well, he's a bookworm, but close enough. He moves in his sleep and curls around one of your horns.
Hmm. Well, it seems like Slock is relatively resting peacefully.
He might be y'all's healer, one of y'all's healers, but he doesn't want to get involved right now.
Hmm. It's just that look of that. Hmm. Well then, Dream we have to get you big and strong again. Let's see about giving you some practice.
You get chirped at.
Mm-hmm.
And which way are you going, Sapphire?
Well, at the end of the day, he's got to make sure the group can at least roundabout come back to the same spot. Galfair, are you staying on the path?
Mm-hmm.
All right then. I'll go and see about making sure they don't get themselves into too much and come back.
Be safe, friend. Be safe.
I can only try as much as I can.
Which party are you chasing?
Oh, let's see here. So Talalak's trying to run after going after. Hecate is trying to go after the direction that Talalak was pointing at. And what's Beatrice and Riley are in one group?
Beatrice and Riley went after Talala. Hecate is on her own for the moment.
I just that look between Talalak and then Hecate. I gotta make sure Miss Hecate is able to at least regroup with everyone, even if she finds Splot. Talalak, try not to get yourself into too much trouble.
He's already long gone.
I know. That's just his prayer to the open world.
And what about Yenna? Where's Yenna going?
She's gonna stay with the group that's seemingly on the path.
Okay. So Kelthir, Yenna, and I'm forgetting somebody.
Riley?
Right? No, because Riley went with the other group.
I think it's
Sapphire.
just
Riley
the
went
two who
No,
stayed on the
Sapphire went
path.
the other way. I thought there were three that stayed
Sapphire
on the
went.
path.
Sapphire went with Hecate. Kelfair and Yenna actually stayed on the path. Riley went with Beatrice to go follow Talalog, and Talalog went over in a direction.
Yeah. So, just for Kelfir and Yenna, then the area grows quiet after a few minutes as your party splits into two. One group heading over the river to the left, the other going deeper in the woods to the right. What do the two of you do?
Start making breakfast.
So you're gonna set down a camp because you were just walking. It's currently closer to
Yep.
probably 5 p.m.
Yeah, start making camp because this could take all night.
They're always losing themselves, aren't they? Well, time to bust out the good berries. And we'll pull out some of the good berries that they made this morning, pull out a pot, and start making like a small little, I guess, not
Soup?
really a
Berry
soup. I
stew?
guess, more like a try to mix like some kind of jam with them. I guess.
As you're standing there, you're getting the pot ready, getting the fire lit, which takes a little bit, and as you're setting it down, getting the pot nice and warm, you look up and you see you're not alone in your camp.
Please be Splot. Please be Splot.
There's a raccoon with a gun pointed at you.
Holy shit.
First rabbits with knives, now raccoons with guns. Mm,
And they'll be the
Surprise.
berries. And no one has to get hurt.
Look at the good berries. Pulls out, I guess, like a small strip of cloth, ties them in the thing, tosses them up towards the raccoon.
He catches them with
Yeah.
one hand. Have some. Man, you're real good, like. I like that in a victim. Since you're nice, I'm not gonna have my boys rough you up. And he throws the bag into the air and it disappears into the woods, into the trees above your head. And it never falls back down. Now, if anyone asks, you didn't see anything, right?
Frankly, I've seen weirder. I don't care.
Good, good, good. Now stay to it. And he starts shuffling back, moving his head side to side as he goes. And he disappears back into the wood.
Well, at least I have some jerky. Want some jerky?
Jerky? Yes, I'd
Jerky.
like some.
Well, wait a few minutes and then we'll collect some firewood.
Kelfnir, have you ever seen a raccoon with a gun? Because frankly, I actually haven't seen a raccoon with a gun before. Normally, I might question how it was holding the gun, but like I said, I study the stars. I've seen stranger up there beyond the planets.
Can I get a investigation check?
Sure.
Both or just you on it?
Just for him.
Oh crap! I need to.
Yeah, no, as you're sitting there thinking about it, you realize there's something wrong with that gun. It shifted in your mind. It looked normal at first, but now that you're walking away and you're examining the memory of it, you're pretty sure that was a banana.
I just got robbed by a talking raccoon with a banana. Well, hopefully he'll eat that banana then.
Feel fear, any commentary?
No, I'm just like shaking my head, going. At least it was a simple robbery. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, that raccoon could have had rabies. Then we would have had to worry about rabies if one of us got bit.
I don't know. I'd rather have the rabies than dealing with the craziness right now.
Speaking of which, I hope they have found Splot, or
I
well,
hope they
maybe
find
Splot found
Talala.
them. No, both of them. Yes.
Yes. Alright, back to setting up camp so that way when they come back, but they'll have tents and the fire will be ready, and we can just get them all perfectly ready to go.
First, we are going to join Hecate's party. As Hecate, you push your way through the wood, Sapphire and
Sapphire.
It's just me.
Dream Eye following.
Yeah.
Do the two of y'all do anything as y'all are pushing through the wood?
I mean, I'm calling out Splot's name. Just Splot, Splot, come on, this isn't funny.
Miss Hecate, you know it's quite dangerous for you to walk out alone in the woods, right?
No, just do some woods. Be fine. It's not like I'm going far. He just looks at you with
Um,
like big eyes.
there's just a little glance behind him just to see how far they've already traveled.
Couple minutes.
Hmm. I mean, I suppose that's fair, but the group already split off into three.
Tilt her head. What do you mean? Wasn't Talala staying back at? Didn't they keep him back at camp? Them?
Well, after you ran in the direction he pointed, he veered a little bit more towards the left towards the river bend.
At the mention of water, you just see her shiver.
Galfa and Yenna decided to stay over on the trail.
Okay.
I decided to
Okay.
follow you to make sure you weren't lost alone in the woods.
I appreciate it. I've got a good sense of direction, though. That being said, damn it. Oh, that being said, the Splot. Oh. And he starts looking again, just fretting over this tiny dragon.
It takes about half an hour before y'all leave the wood itself and end up in this large hidden grove just filled wall side to side with flowers of many different colors. And standing at the very center of it, you see two figures. One tall and familiar, one more on the shorter side and made of these strange colors of green and red.
There's just a tilt of the head.
As you look over and you notice that the ones you see, the taller of the two, is Talalalak. As Talalalak, you have just finished conversating with a flower nymph.
Awesome.
Once she sees the others come in to the clearing, you see her cover her mouth and let out a small gasp before disappearing in petals that blow away on the wind.
Oh, well then.
Oh, sorry,
So,
Talalak. We didn't mean to frighten your friend.
Oh, they're fine. They were just helping me locate Splot. Would you like to come along? They were very nice and gave me some directions. It looks like he's been traveling off a little bit further than anticipated.
Oh, that's not good.
Indeed.
Talalak, where are the others?
What do you mean, where are the others?
Miss Riley and Miss Beatrice?
Mm, just a shake of the head. I didn't even notice anyone went with me.
Oh dear.
However, apparently there's some type of ticket booth that's somewhere in the wood.
Ticket booth?
Yeah. Apparently your dragon went that way.
Well, I suppose Splot is known for his love of festivities and games.
But what would a ticket booth be doing in the middle of the woods?
That is a very good question.
So, are we gathering everybody else? Or are we going in the direction of where Splot is?
Talok shrugs. Talok
Okay.
starts walking in another direction.
Just grabs Talalok.
Talok's gonna go get his tickets.
Talalak, why don't you stay with us? And Hecate's gonna dig through her bag, and she's gonna pull out a pair of manacles, and there's just one's going on Talalak's arm, and the other's going on Sapphire's. There,
You
now
see,
you
there's
can't
just like
wander
an
off.
active frown as there's just to look up at that, and there's just like the smallest pout. You
There,
let
now
me
you
stay
can't
out
wander
here,
off.
but you told me I could leave. That's why I've been gone for a few hours.
What do you mean a few hours, Talalak?
Yes, I've been gone for at least 3 hours.
Talalok,
Yes,
I've been walking for about maybe less than half an hour.
there's just a look of confusion. I mean,
I
I've
left.
been out here for about 3 hours looking for you guys, and then I saw your dragon go by. Oh, her dragon. And then the nice nymph over there told me where he was going.
Manacles are just heavy duty friendship bracelets. Oh no.
And
Okay,
the nymph was very nice and gave me tea.
Oh, well, that's nice.
can I do a medicine check on Talalak to see if they've been drugged? Just okay. As I run back over to my computer as I was making myself a sandwich.
Sandwich.
It's on a bagel. It's delicious.
They look fine. No more out of it than they normally are, as far as you can tell. One thing you do notice, though, is there is a suspicious lack of shrub.
Oh, look, where's Gimli?
That's a really good question.
Okay, but let's regroup with the others.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, this way, Talalak.
Mm,
We'll go find the others.
Alright.
Oh, I guess Sapphire's just moving with them.
Anything I
Well,
would
before
like.
you go, you might want to get Splot.
I have faith that Splot will be okay long enough for us to find the others.
Well,
Oh,
he had
speak.
tea with me.
Wait, Blah had tea with you and then he left?
There's a nod.
You just hear more concerned noises. The Sapphire here, and Hecate's gonna hand you the key to the manacles.
Ah, yes, this will work fine. Handily
Um,
dandily, if you will.
Yeah, just so that Sapphire, you can undo them if you need to.
I Well then. If Be's just gonna look up to make sure that Sock's still up there.
Fast asleep.
Fair enough.
But he has not been kidnapped.
That's what he's just looking at this point. All right then, Talalik. Let's at least go back then.
All right.
Meanwhile, as that party turns back to the rest of the party, we join Talalak, Beatrice, and Riley. As Talalak forges his way over the river and through the woods on the way to Grandma's house.
Grandma's currently behind, so Talalik doesn't need to forge anywhere. Grandma's
Yeah, that's why he
taking.
has to get to her house.
You don't know where I live.
You don't know who I am. You don't know what I've done.
That's why Talalak keeps getting lost. He tries to go to Grandma's house and he always ends up somewhere different.
Well, B is more of an auntie bee than a grandma bee.
Fair. So what are the three of you up to?
You got to stop running off. It's quite exhausting.
I didn't run off.
You wandered off. It's the same thing.
I would quite say I walked in a very brisk fashion.
Talalak, when B falls and breaks her shell, this will be your fault. You need to stop worrying her. She is old. She will have her heart stop. You must come back with everyone because you point one way, you go the other, and you confuse us all. So you come back, we go to the group, and we can all go find Splot together. Splot is fine, does not need us, but the young one worries too much. She is very tiny, so we should just go back.
Mm. Well, at this point, where is everyone else?
They wait behind for us at the camp.
Well, I do believe I saw someone walking right on over in the side. Also, I believe they already found Splot, didn't they?
Well, we don't know.
We
We
would
went to
not
go
know.
find you.
Well, I saw Hecate and Zephyr walking that way while carrying Splot, so I was actually trying to follow them.
I think that we will all meet up one day. You leave life very confused. And I, again, do not want B to break her shell or her game. She is old, and you must worry about the old ones.
Oh, you don't have to worry about me. I've been doing this for far too long.
Talalak, you
That-
think you see, if they wish to go back, a shortcut to get back to the party.
There is a nod. All
There
right
is a
then, follow
small-
me. We will get back over there the quicker way.
No, we are not following
So
you.
Lalak is
Yeah.
already going off then. It is fine. We're going this way.
B is gonna try
Riley
to
would
catch
have
up.
dashed, and
So
I was gonna
Lalak
say
is
Riley would have
going.
dashed and tackled you. Like you would have gotten a tackle from a heavy armor wearing paladin. Just right in the face. We do not do this.
Roll me an athletics check.
Mhm. Let's see if my sheet will work.
You
Sorry, I'm not supposed
managed
to
to
have all that
grab
extra
on
stuff.
to Talalak for a moment before he shifts and his hand slips out and he gives you a wave before disappearing into a chasm in the side of not a really chasm. There's a space underneath a large root system that leads underground for a large, massive oak.
Ta-ta.
I do not wish to follow this one. This one is why everybody dies in these moments. They do not think of others. They only think of themselves. B, we need to go back to the camp and we explain to Sapphire that Talalak went under tree and we do not worry about this now.
That they're just going to kill themselves if we don't follow.
No, they get us killed. They will be fine. That is the problem. You must remember, they will be fine. They're always fine. We will die chasing them, and it is not worth it.
Oh, let me just attach
We
a
leave
rope to
them
them and
now.
we'll drag them.
I just tackled them and they got out of my grasp. You just let them go. We do not care about them now. We care about us. You come with me.
Well, how can I
I
not
try and
care?
pull B back
Oh, B ain't moving.
because B, if they cared about you, would they keep leaving you and leading you in the woods to fall and die and be alone? You would have been out here by yourself. They would have left you alone had I not followed. That is not what friends do for each other.
Fine. You have a
And
point.
I think that I was gonna say if B allowed it, Riley would just kind of like grab B's open like little portal hand and just kind of very nonchalantly, like she's not doing it because she's nice, so and just kind of take her hand in hers and start walking back towards the camp. Lolok is able to do all this all the time. We cannot lose whole group over that. I think them and Splot will be back by the time we get back to the others.
They better be, or else I'm gonna have a lot of weight on my shoulders, more than I already have.
As you are walking away, you
Do not
start to
want that.
hear almost as if a choir has started to hum a song, echoing out of the root system that Talalalak has just slipped into.
I'm gonna stop and turn around. Well, let me just look.
You fall for trickery. You should not do this. I think you are old enough to know that this trees do not sing. There's
Well,
something
there
there.
may be there may be something.
Yes, something not good. This is why we don't go with them. We will not survive if we keep doing this. We would be better with the group to go. So what if we go get the whole group and we all come here together?
Well, let's hope they don't wander off too far.
The other group is probably worried about us too. We have not come back and we can give update and let them know where Talalak is and that there is a tree that sings and we do not know what it is.
All right, you have a point.
We hear the singing start to increase in volume, and from the depths, you start to smell something sweet, almost like baked goods.
They're doing something in there, and I'm not sure I want to know what.
It makes me think of when I was young, we had stories of little elves that lived in trees and they made cookies for people. You did not trust them. They never had good offerings with you. I do not think that eating sweet things from trees is a good decision.
No, it's quite dangerous, actually.
Seems to be
You
coming
don't
from
know what you're
under the
putting in your
tree, not
mouth.
the tree itself.
Well, there are such thing as fae. But what would a fae be doing out here?
One, I do not know, B. I just know that I have learned in my life that sometimes when you look into things unknown, you find answers you do not want to questions you did not have.
All right, let's start making our way back.
Okay.
Very slowly, hobbling.
Gotcha. You see the forest is thick, and you're not entirely sure which way is back. Thalak took a very winding path this way and that. And you're also not sure where they're going to be upon you making it back to this area.
So we just lost ourselves now.
It almost feels like when I think of those little elves that would make treats. You might try and keep walking away, and yet some or power, perhaps you could say, tries to force you to go into a place you very much do not want to because you don't trust it. And no matter what you try to do, you end up going there and you end up not liking your decisions. So, Beatrice, we will do what you originally want and we will go look for the stupid one under the tree. And when I find the stupid one, I will hit them repeatedly until they
I
stop
will
being
not let
stupid.
you hit them repeatedly.
You will have to catch me, and you are old and slow, friend.
All right, fine. Start heading back
You
to
get there
the
first.
start heading back to the tree.
The tree is far easier to find, as y'all can still hear the song that's coming from underneath as it is turned from a humming to a full choir that seems to be echoing through the forest now.
Mm, Beatrice, maybe we take cloth. You have your knit stuff you make presents with. Maybe we put some in our ears to make it not so loud.
Yeah, B will take out some soft lavender colored yarn and hand some over to you.
Yeah, just kind of stuff it just to help quiet some of the song down. So Riley put in her ears.
You
Okay, do you
first.
want to go in? All right, I can go in. I go under the tree first. Be stay close by. Do you need to tie a rope around me so we go together, or will you stay with me?
I'll stay with you. I've nowhere else to go.
Don't want you to break your shell because then they will yell at me saying I let you fall and hurt yourself.
I won't fall and
And
hurt
Riley will
myself.
Riley will start making her way under the frickin' tree, not happy about it.
As you go down, you find that the dirt path turns into a well crafted wooden spiral staircase with very flat stairs that are very shallow, that are very easy for even Beatrice to make their way down. You wind your way down the spiral staircase to see a large open room underneath the great oak in which there are maybe a dozen or so looking humanoid bees that are moving around messing with the walls. And in the very center of the room, you see that there is a large table on which there are two people sitting at. One, a larger bee, a woman that seems to be wearing a crown, and Talalalak.
I told you this would come in handy one day. Tap the little beekeeper's hat on their head.
Uh, yes, Bee, you're very good and prepared at all things. I appreciate that about you. And I think to be polite, Riley would just like clear her throat and kind of awkwardly, I don't know, like bow kneel type thing because the crown on the head. And say, we came into your home because that one there came in first and we could not find our way back where we are going.
Yes, sorry
I'm
for the
Riley.
intrusion.
You see, she makes a strange buzzing sound that seems to float in between the notes of the humming, which you now recognize has a strange buzz sound underneath it. As you can see, many of the workers are also singing. It seems Talalak and this queen seem to be in trade negotiations. There is also something strange about Talalak. He now has a large handlebar mustache.
I must be getting
Riley's just
much
gonna,
older than I thought.
Riley's just gonna mutter to Beatrice, I told you, this is not normal things. This is why we should not have listened. Either this is not real Talalak or Talalak lies to us, and I do not know which.
Strokes mustache with precision.
As you hear, they continue their trade deal in a series of strange movements and buzzes. that neither of y'all really understand all that much.
Doesn't seem to be going well, at least.
It does, because after a few minutes, a large jar of honey is set down on the table by one of the worker bees. You see Talalak slides a scroll across the table, which is opened by the queen, looked over, refurled, and then handed off to one of the workers, who immediately runs off with it. There is a nod as Talalak stands, takes the large jar of honey, and this isn't like a little jar of honey. This is a jar of honey that Pooh Bear would love. As he walks over to it, you see a little actual bumblebee bee that's about the size of your fist lands on top of it and looks up at you as Talalak offers the jar of honey to Beatrice.
Thank you. I can use this in cooking something. Will you like to come back to camp with us?
You see Talalak grins, the bushy mustache wiggling on his face before there's a puff of smoke. And instead of Talalak, there is a small, multicolored, draconic creature with a very bushy mustache, known as Splot.
Splot, there you are, finally.
See, this is why I told Hecate that we literally just need to let you go do what you want to do, and you will come back when you are done. You scare Hecate, Hecate runs off in woods, might be lost, and that is your fault, Splot. These are problems. You can't just go, and you know she worries too much. She's young, she's scared. You could have just not done this.
You see Splot fly over near the staircase waiting for y'all. You hear a little snicker coming from their maw.
Nope,
Splot,
you're
are you
coming.
going to come back with us, or are you going off on your own again? Because if you want to go off on your own, I don't care, but I will tell Hecate that you ran from us again.
He does
And
seem to
that
be
is
waiting for
something makes her unhappy. Go first, Beatrice. I follow.
All right, I'll start very slowly heading up the stairs.
Riley will wait a beat and turn back to the bee queen lady and kind of bow / kneel again and say, "Thank you for working with Splot. Splot gives headaches to everyone. We appreciate you." Just head up the stairs herself.
You see two smaller white bees. They don't have the yellow that everybody else has. Cubs have come up and are talking with the queen bee, with their strange movements and buzzing, and she's not paying you much mind.
That's all right. Would have already gone afterwards. Just impolite, and she's heading off.
Splot races up the stairs only to be waiting at the top when y'all finally arrive, as Splot leads y'all back to the party. The first ones back, however, are Hecate and Sapphire and Talalak.
Alright, guys, did you find Splot?
No, we didn't, but we didn't find Splot, but we found Talalak.
There's just a small frown as there's a wave. They look very confused while being manacled. I mean friendship braceleted.
I see you
No,
found a
what?
way to keep Talala not running away. I think we should
I'm
do that
really
more often.
confused. You're the ones who told me to go find Splot.
No, we did
Oh,
not.
Talalak,
That's
you said you
why
no, you told us where you thought you saw him, and I went, and you went in a different direction.
you see, like, it's just that small frown, and there's just that little furrow of the brow. Oh,
Hecate, give them a
we
cookie.
were,
Oh,
I'll tell you
oh,
what,
oh, here's the
hang on.
cookie.
I heard three different voices. Let's make sure we're not talking over each other. To finish up
We-
Talalak, then we go to whoever else was talking. And then
we were walking, and Splot ran off into the woods. You guys told me to go get him. So I went out to go find him and I got lost trying my best. Then the nice wood nymph helped out, and then Splot came back and decided to sit down for tea. So I thought if I stayed with tea, Splot would stay too so I could bring him back. But then he ran off again. And the nice wood nymph said he went to a ticket booth.
Hmm.
What, you said there's a ticket booth?
Yeah, I'm confused. How's there a ticket booth out here in the woods?
The wood
That's
nymph said there was a ticket booth out here. And she said that's where Splot was going.
Ticket booth. Okay. Well, it can't be any weirder than a talking raccoon.
Huh?
Oh, yes, I got robbed by a talking raccoon. Apparently he had a gun, but the gun wasn't actually a gun until I realized afterwards it was a banana.
And they took the
He,
good berries.
yes, that's all he wanted, so I gave him the good berries. It's of no loss. I have plenty of more spells that I can cast a day. I do not care.
I'm just more concerned about the fact that you got enchanted and entranced by a raccoon holding a banana gun.
I've seen weirder. You ever seen what space monsters look like? I can show
I feel
you.
like
You should come back to my
I,
observatory sometime. I can show you the wonders that exist beyond the stars.
I feel like I'm getting punked.
No, I assure you. It was a raccoon. It talked.
As the person who is the most, sometimes say one here, there was a talking raccoon. It took the
I did
berries and then it left.
I did not doubt I did not doubt the talking raccoon. I am more referring to the being held at banana gunpoint.
Like I said, it wasn't until it was a very odd shaped gun. It wasn't until afterwards that I realized that it actually was a banana. I mean, even if it had been a real gun, well, okay, I would have maybe been a little bit concerned. But a banana, that makes sense. Raccoons eat bananas, amongst other things. Question though is, why did it feel it had to rob me? It could have just asked me for the berries. I would have more than willingly just given them some. Silly creatures.
Well, what I'm hearing and understanding is that we're all having a very weird understanding of time. Time
What?
and sensory issues.
Yes, you haven't really been gone long. I mean, it only took us about 10, 15 minutes to get the campsite set up. Now you're back.
Hmm. I could
It's been
say.
like an
What?
hour since Sapphire and them left.
As a,
Yeah.
we're talking up to my weird sense of time then.
Well, we were gone for at least an hour. Talalak says he was gone for at least 3 hours. And, hmm, Talalak, where's Gimli?
Oh, the
Locke is,
BRB.
yeah.
Ah, well, oh, hmm.
But we don't know where Gimli is.
Well,
First you lose Splot, now we lose Gimli. Can we keep track of? Can we not keep track of any of our companions?
You
mm,
see Sock open an eye from on Sapphire's head, where they've been for the last few hours.
yeah, no. I think Socks has been relaxing more or less.
I'm surprised we keep each other. We've been alive for this long. Back on from our trip.
It's about
We
this
got
time that the other party comes wandering in. Gimli now riding on Beatrice's shoulder, and Splot kind of flying in large circles above the pair.
There's Splot.
They've also seemed to lost Talalak, but y'all have a Talalak now, so kind of evens out.
Well, we saw you. You were conversing with a bee. Oh, I'm not even gonna question it anymore. We're all together, that's the good point.
Lot has been reminded that they're not supposed to just go and leave because Hecate worries and runs off after them. Splot made friends and made a deal with a bee queen and was dressed as Talalak with a mustache under a singing tree. It's, as always, Splot would be fine. We need to just remember Splot does what Splot does.
Y'all do still have the large fist-sized bee who's sitting on the honey pot that was given to Beatrice.
Well, sorry, go ahead.
With all due respect to Miss Riley, I'm more worried about her running off. But what's going on, Miss Beatrice?
Bee has a jar of honey now, so
With a bee on it.
with a bee on it. Going to put it down and go over to the fire and just start preparing some sort of semblance of a dinner for the party.
Oh, it seems like the bee hat actually came in handy.
And that's what I told. That's what I told.
You see the bee kind of reach out with its legs, put it around the side of the honey pot, pick it up, and fly after Beatrice.
Oh, you're carrying it for me. Thank you.
Huh.
Now, may I have some?
They move their little legs, grab the honey lid, and then fly into the air, opening it for you. It is beautiful looking honey. Well made by the bees.
I have the chef feet. So if I can make something out of this.
You can use this pot of honey 4 times with your chef. Each time you can make your normal amount of snacks, but they do double the temporary hit points.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Sure, write it down.
So you'd be able to make a number of treats equal to your proficiency bonus. So 2, but you'd be able to make 2 4 times.
All right, I will write that down. And I assume I can like secure it to like my hip or something with some straps.
Yeah.
Or put it in my bag.
You've got this after you started. The little bee helps you out getting tools that you're moving about.
You know what? You do have a name.
You get buzzed at.
Buzz. Well, if you'd like to stay, you can. You're quite helpful.
Would you like me to translate? I can speak with animals after all.
Oh, please, by all means. I don't want to assume their name.
Alright, well, I do have Speak with Animals prepared, so I'm not going to bother ritually casting it, so I'm going to cast Speak with Animals. I've got 10 minutes.
Gotcha.
His name is actually Buzz.
Hello, little bee. Would you please tell us your name, if you have one?
I am worker 488879.
44879. 4879. I had a feeling. And for the record, just to make it easy convenience, I'll be translating as you're talking, CC. So, worker 44879. I take it you are the provider of this wonderful looking honey?
I was asked to watch over it and those that would use it.
Excellent. Well, again, thank you for, well, I suppose I should be thanking a queen for also letting us have this honey, as honey is not just given by workers, it would have to be given freely by your queen. Does your queen have a name, by the way?
She is the queen of the wood, the queen under the oak. There are many names in which she is given.
I suppose that makes sense. So, worker 44879, do you plan on staying with us?
I have been tasked to watch over this turtle, as they are in need of help, as their fingers are old and I am young. As has been the deal spent between the queen under the oak and the legend lore.
Excellent. And if we were to possibly procure more honey after this honey pot is empty, would we be able to seek out your queen and acquire more?
Unlikely, as the legend lore is rare to stay in one spot. But should you be needing more honey, deals can be made with myself, as I have been granted the authority to make deals on this matter with the legend lore and the turtle known as Beatrice.
Well,
Who's
thank
the
you, friend.
legend lore?
They do not respond.
Well, it's very kind of you to stick around with us. We appreciate the help, especially with Tlaloc over there.
The legend lore has said that you are in need of help, that you are old and wailing, but we have made the pact and we will assist.
I appreciate that. The Yes, I am quite old, so it happens.
If I so may inquire, worker 44879, my compatriots here had said something about a ticket booth. Do you know about any, do you know anything about a ticket booth in these woods?
I am unfamiliar, as I am not a scout. I did not go out into the forest. I remained within the hive to help protect the queen and make the honey. I would not know anything about any ticket booths, nor what a ticket booth may be.
How many scouts are in the hive? Would we be able to possibly go talk with them?
Unfortunately not. The hive is now closed to outsiders. Too much has made its way in, and for the protection of the hive, we must make sure it is clean.
That is understandable.
We would not want diseases coming in by those we do not know. The legend lore is one thing, but you are entirely another.
Yes, that is understandable. Yeah, thank you, worker 44879. If you wish, I admit I can only speak with you so easily for so long. If once the time has run out, if you wish to chat again, please tap my shoulder a couple times, and if I am capable of doing so, I will cast the spell that allows me to talk to you.
Of course. Though there are better means of communication, as in interpretive dance. And they
I
start
had a
doing a
feeling you
little
were gonna say
jig on the
that.
ground.
No, I had a feeling you were gonna say
B will clap. Perhaps there is another way, or maybe another name that we can call you by that's a little bit shorter and easier to remember.
I have only known this name. I have only known my numbers like my brothers and sisters before me.
Well, we will respect your title, Worker 44879.
I thank you.
Over this period of time, would I be able to, like, I assume we have, like, some provisions that I can work with for food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd like
Hecate,
to.
Hecate will help you because she too has the chef's feet.
Oh,
Sweet.
okay. Yeah, so she's gonna take some, like, sweet potatoes, some pears, some walnuts, and make a nice, little, little roast. It's like a nice vegetables mix.
With honey.
Well, we have a long day ahead of us after this rest. So why don't we eat up and call it a night?
There. Once we're done with, well, no. They already put up the tents. So yeah, we can stay here for the night. Splot and Hecate is going to pick up Splot and basically put them in a little carry pouch that is for them specifically. You stay there. Stop wandering off. You can complain all you want. Stop running off. You and I both know you're way more articulate than this. Your whining means nothing. Uh-huh. Exactly. Your whining means nothing. Absolute gibberish. If you want actual things to be done and have an actual say, then you can speak with words. Mm-hmm.
Question: is Splot technically some kind of beast? Like, would I be able to talk to them and speak with animals?
No.
They're a pseudo dragon.
Okay,
They're part of the
that's fine.
dragon subclass. Or subrace. Their typing is monster. Their typing is dragon.
I was gonna say, I think they're considered like dragons.
Yeah, they're dragon.
Dragon monster. Gotcha. Dragon monster.
So, what would the party like to do?
I'd like to thank Dee for making a delicious meal as per usual, and I will clean up all the campfire, clean up everything. I'll do all the dishes and stuff and clean.
You get fought by a bee.
Awesome.
And
Look
Gimli,
at
Which
the
bee?
who wants to help.
yeah, yeah. Which bee?
The actual bee.
Oh, come now. He's just trying to help.
You get buzzed at a booty dance.
Fair enough.
I surrender for now.
As the bee and Gimli are the ones that are doing dishes today.
Does Gimli have like little nubby feet, or like is he sitting in a pot?
He usually sits in a pot, but he has control of the vines that just kind of come out of nowhere that help pick things
Oh,
up.
okay.
But mostly Gimli is just rolling around in the water of the river next to camp.
Okay.
Mm. I
I
am
think
not used.
we're. Sorry, go ahead.
I said I'm not used to this. Usually something else happens. Sometimes Hecate starts to drag
Hecate's
along.
gonna put a cookie in a Kelfer's mouth.
Uh,
We do not speak those things into existence.
Well, I guess we suppose we should take watch as usual.
Riley would have already gone off a little ways to be on watch duty.
I suppose Riley's taking first.
Possibly if there's like a tree, maybe might have climbed up a tree to be up there for a higher vantage point.
Roll me that athletics.
Do I need it with spider climb?
Oh, no, then yeah, you're good.
That's why I'm gonna say it might look weird for people because it's just very natural for her. But yeah, she would have just gone kind of up there to get a little higher vantage on everything and
Spider-Man your way up.
it.
no,
Yep,
spider
just
perch. Spider
perch up there.
And Riley's got first watch.
The sun hasn't quite yet set, but it is on its way to. You still got maybe an hour or two before it dips.
Okay. Who? You know, maybe Kelfer should take the first watch. Well, there's still daylight.
Yeah, I can't have a little
Let's hear
fire
from it.
go.
Go ahead,
What was
sorry.
that, Riley?
No, Kelfer, go first.
I was gonna say let Riley do it. I can make a little fire and have some light.
I can assist with light as well.
Yeah, we can have Bee put it on her shell, and then we got some light.
Oh, I'm not putting it on my shell. I will get no shut eye.
Light only lasts an hour.
You also need to put it on
That's
an
true.
object. Your shell is part of you.
Yeah,
Mm.
light only lasts an hour and watches too.
Well, I can help for a little while.
Yeah, I should take first watch. Are you okay with that, Riley?
I think Riley's
That's
already up
fine.
a tree.
Oh, Riley
Riley
can
would
have a
probably be able to
nap.
hear. I think. Yeah, I think Riley's just up above, like sitting on a branch looking down. Well, just needs a break from people or others, and is just like, you take first watch. I sleep up here. You yell when it's my turn to take over. That's fine. Hecate, you keep an eye on Splot and stuff remain off.
Hecate just has armful of Splot. Sapphire, which watch do you want?
One moment, please. So, with the party setting up camp, the dishes done, the little bumblebee laying down next to the large turtle shell that is Beatrice. Riley still high in the air, Sapphire and Talalok already having dozed off a little bit. Is there anything else the remaining members of the party would like to do?
I think Hecate's gonna write in her journal for the night.
As you do, you see a sock has moved from Sapphire's head to curl up next to the fire, a large yawn, making their jaws go wide as they give a long stretch, each of their bones kind of snapping and popping as they try to get nice and comfortable.
Comfy.
Mhm.
Big stretch.
But as the party is winding down and things are coming to the end, They're in a relatively safe spot. You might run into the wolves. Nobody's too terribly worried about it. But high up in the trees, even above Riley, looking down into the camp, there stands a woman shrouded in mist that just seems to be watching. Her eyes narrow for a moment, looking over each of you in turn, and then there's a smile and a small clap, and her body dissolves into the mists and disappears. And with that is where we're going to be ending it. Good job, you guys. That was a lot of fun, and I'm glad to finally be getting this up and running. For those listening in, I hope you continue on next week to see what kind of madness this party gets themselves into. Y'all have a wonderful night. Bye.